Hello YouTube family, Merry Christmas and a huge Happy New Year to all of you. With the 2026 World Cup on the way, the energy in the football world is already building and we are thrilled to be sharing it with this amazing community. To celebrate, we have lined up some holiday surprises in the Goal 90 shop. A bunch of your favourite jerseys are already up to 50% off, shipping is on us, and because you are part of our YouTube fam, you can grab an extra 10% off with the code YouTubeFam. Thanks for all the love and support. 2026 is going to be massive. Let's enjoy every moment together. Sometimes a player isn't out of form, they're out of rhythm, out of confidence, or trapped in their own head. And when that happens, some managers stop being coaches and start acting like psychologists, gamblers, and pranksters. These 7 methods are the wildest. Let's start with the most recent one. Number 7, bench Salah to unlock Florian Wirtz. After spending £446 million to sign 7 new players including Florian Wirtz, Liverpool were wobbling, and by October, Wirtz still hadn't landed a Premier League goal or assist. Pressure was screaming. So Slot did the unthinkable, changing the hierarchy. On the 30th of November 2025, Liverpool beat West Ham 2-0. Salah was available but never got on as Alexander Isak and Cody Gakpo scored. A week later, after a 3-3 draw at Leeds on the 6th of December, Salah detonated in interviews, saying he'd been thrown under the bus and admitting he and Slot had no relationship. 3 straight wins with Salah not starting, and it's starting to look less like rotation and more like a sacrifice to fully unlock Florian Wirtz. Wirtz is the type of player who needs the number 10 pockets clear so he can turn and play the final ball. When Salah starts, Liverpool's attacks naturally funnel toward him, and Salah drifts inside into the same lanes, dragging defenders with him and clogging Wirtz's space. Without Salah, the right side stays wider, the middle opens up, and Wirtz gets cleaner receptions and more direct chances to create or score. You saw it in the game against West Ham, when Salah stayed unused and Wirtz immediately stepped into Salah's lane, beat his man and whipped a dangerous ball across that nearly fed the move for Isak's early chance. Slot is clearly betting on the future, and so far the results say he and Wirtz are winning. Now it's on Salah to adapt and force his way back into the new hierarchy, or leave. At number 6, Claudio Ranieri in Leicester. Did you know that Ranieri didn't overcoach Leicester's defending? He basically bribed it into existence. Early in the 2015-16 season, Leicester were flying forward but they could not stop conceding. So on the 18th of September 2015, Ranieri publicly floated an incentive. Keep a clean sheet and he'll buy everyone pizza. It wasn't a meme yet, it was a pressure release valve. Instead of obsessing over mistakes, the squad had one clean, measurable mission. It took a while. They kept giving up that one sloppy goal, that one late switch off, that one panic header. But then on 24th October 2015 at the King Power Stadium, Leicester finally did it. Leicester 1-0 Crystal Palace, Jamie Vardy scored, and the no goals conceded box finally got ticked. And Ranieri actually paid up. Reports said he took the squad out for pizza, and yes, champagne got mentioned too, turning a tense defensive problem into a shared joke the team could rally around. Why it works is the sneaky part. A clean sheet is collective. A pizza bet forces every attacker to track back, every midfielder to cover, every defender to stay locked in, because nobody wants to be the guy who cost everyone dinner. If you're enjoying these ridiculous behind-the-scenes form fixes, hit like and subscribe to Goal 90. We're only getting crazier from here, because number 5 isn't a tactic or a mind game, it literally has 4 legs and a name. At number 5, Mikel Arteta looked at Arsenal's tired legs and tighter faces in May 2023 and decided the reset wasn't tactical, it was emotional. 5 days after Brighton smashed Arsenal 3-0 at the Emirates on May 14th, a defeat that left their title chase hanging by a thread, Arteta walked into London Colney with a new signing, a 1-year-old chocolate Labrador called Win. ESPN reported Win had arrived the previous month, was sourced from a dog trainer, had a primary carer, and even a rota so staff could take turns walking her. She even popped up for Aaron Ramsdale's contract signing wearing a tag that read, "I'm not a dog, I'm a gooner." Arteta said she could change the mood instantly, with players on the floor hugging her, and he loved that her name forces one message every day. We all love winning, but winning takes care and togetherness. The timing mattered. Arsenal were heading into Nottingham Forest on May 20th, knowing one slip could hand the league to Manchester City. They did lose 1-0 and the title was effectively gone. But that's why the dog counts. When form dips under pressure, you don't always need more video sessions, you need the room to breathe. Wynne wasn't there to fix a finish, she was there to fix the feeling that leads to one every morning before the first whistle. At number 4, Jose Mourinho in Chelsea. Mourinho didn't fix Eden Hazard's form with extra finishing, extra running, or some deep speech. He fixed it by taking him out of the noise on purpose. On 10th December 2014, Chelsea hosted Sporting CP in the Champions League group stage at Stamford Bridge. Chelsea had already wrapped up top spot, but Sporting still needed points. Mourinho used that breathing room to rest 3 of his most overused starters, John Terry, Willian and Hazard, and he said it bluntly, they were on holidays. Chelsea still won 3-1. Cesc Fabregas scored an early penalty, Andre Schürrle added a second, Sporting pulled one back through Jonathan Silva, then John Obi Mikel made it safe. The crazy part is the logic. Mourinho treated rest like a tactical weapon, not a reward. December is where form dies, heavy legs, short recovery and pressure stacking every 3 days. So he manufactured a mini break inside the season, protected Hazard from pointless minutes and kept the squad sharper for the league run. It's the kind of move that looks soft until you realise it's ruthless. You don't save players when they're broken, you save them right before they break. At number 3, Jose Mourinho at Chelsea. Again, this time the special one went full mind game, and his own striker used it like gasoline. On 25th February 2014, ahead of Chelsea's Champions League tie with Galatasaray, footage from a private conversation filmed by Canal Plus blew up everywhere. Mourinho's line about Samuel Eto'o was brutal and simple. He joked Eto'o was 32, maybe 35, who knows, while complaining he didn't have a proper scorer. He even snapped that the media should be embarrassed for running it. Now fast forward to 8th March 2014 at Stamford Bridge. Chelsea faced Tottenham in a huge league match and Eto'o makes the moment his. Chelsea win 4-0. Eto'o scores first, then hits the celebration that told the whole story, a comedy old man routine aimed right back at Mourinho's age jab. Eden Hazard follows with a penalty and Demba Ba adds 2 late goals as Spurs fall apart. Why this works as a get him back on form trick is nasty but real. A public slight gives a player one clean emotion to play with. Prove it. No overthinking, no hesitation, just edge. Mourinho didn't fix Eto'o's legs, he lit a fire in his head and Chelsea cashed the cheque. And if you thought a public jab was extreme, the top 2 are where managers stop trying to motivate players and start engineering confidence like it's a science experiment. At number 2, Harry Redknapp at Tottenham Hotspurs. Redknapp basically admitted the quiet part out loud. Sometimes the fastest way to get a star back is to manufacture success in training until it feels real again. On the 1st of February 2021, with Gareth Bale struggling for rhythm after returning to Spurs, Redknapp said Bale wasn't an overconfident person and told Jose Mourinho to boost him by doing something almost disrespectfully simple. Tell him how good he is, then get him on the training pitch, put a dummy against him, get the worst player you've got to defend against him, and keep giving Bale the ball. That's not tactics, that's confidence engineering, and it lined up with what happened next. On 28th February 2021, Tottenham smashed Burnley 4-0 and Bale scored 2, his most convincing league performance since coming back, with reports calling it a resurgence. Then on 2nd May 2021, Spurs beat Sheffield United 4-0 again, and Bale hit a hat-trick. The logic is ruthless but real. When a player is hesitating, you don't always fix them with film study. You give them reps where they win early, win often, and remember what dominance feels like. Then you move the difficulty back up, and if that feels manipulative, the next one is even colder because it targets the whole squad's habits. At number 1, the one and only Pep Guardiola. In early October 2016, a few months into his Manchester City job, Guardiola decided the get back on form fix wasn't another drill, it was attention and togetherness. City had won their opening 6 Premier League games, then took a punch with a 2-0 defeat at Tottenham on the 2nd of October 2016. 2 days later, Pablo Zabaleta revealed what Pep had changed inside the training base. The squad were forced to eat breakfast and lunch together, and the internet was shut down so completely that, in Zabaleta's words, the internet is cut off. We are held incommunicado. We don't even use 3G. That's the madness. A manager turning the dressing room into a signal dead zone on purpose. The goal was simple, more face-to-face communication and stronger team spirit, because Guardiola didn't want players half-present, doom-scrolling between sessions. And it wasn't only Wi-Fi. The Guardian reported other habit rules too. Pizza after matches was banned, replaced with nuts, and he pushed players to eat together after home games to lock in routines. From a form perspective, it's ruthless control. When focus slips, tiny misunderstandings become big mistakes. One press late, one cover missed, one pass half a second slow. Pep didn't just coach the team, he engineered the environment the team lives in. If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit like, subscribe to Goal 90 and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next one. Drop a comment with the craziest manager form fix you've ever seen. And click the next video on your screen for more football stories, tactics and chaos.